Get your popcorn and Tango Ice Blast at the ready, y'all. Netflix's Enola Holmes is the new must-not-miss film. With an all-star cast, including none other than Stranger Things' Millie Bobby Brown, our expectations are super high. But don't be fooled. It wasn't all fun and games on set. The cast had some strict rules to follow. And what about that looming lawsuit? Don't give anything away. We are just so excited about this film coming out. But with the trailer released just a little while ago, we'd be lying if we said that the majority of us had a freaking clue the most famous fictional detective to exist, Sherlock Holmes, had a little sis. Guess we shouldn't be taking on the detective profession anytime soon, huh? Based on a series of mystery novels by Nancy Springer, a film adaptation starring Millie Bobby Brown as Enola was announced in 2019, but we haven't heard much about it since. And with the most impressive all-star cast we've seen since Avengers: Infinity War, why did we know pretty much nothing about this film? We're guessing that the actors have been given strict instructions to keep the important plot lines under wraps, so that people want to find out more. Confidentiality clauses are super important in any actor's contract, so it wouldn't be any different here. After all, it's all about getting butts into theater seats, or at least in front of the TV right now. At the end of the day, if the cast spilled all the tea, there wouldn't be any point in seeing the movie. Let's be honest, it's worked like a charm and we're desperate to find out more. Don't talk about the lawsuit. We're all looking forward to watching this, but why has the film caused a stir in the Hollywood industry? Rumor has it the estate of the original author of Sherlock Holmes is seriously annoyed that the movie is happening at all. According to The Verge, the estate of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle has sued Netflix, arguing that the depiction of public domain character Sherlock Holmes having emotions and respecting women violates Doyle's copyright. As Holmes is consistently depicted as aloof and unemotional, they think it's not something the writer would have been happy with. We're desperate to know what the cast thinks about this, as something tells us UNICEF's youngest goodwill ambassador and feminist Millie Bobby Brown would not be pleased. However, not one cast member has addressed this controversy. We imagine the very high-profile case has been advised not to discuss the lawsuit, as it will attract bad press and potentially tank the whole thing. And we don't want the Enola Holmes saga to end before it's even begun, right? It's the kind of thing that can absolutely ruin a movie's chances. So you know that Netflix has given the cast strict orders to keep their lips locked over this. Not all press is good press. Be ready to promote it. Everyone knows that an actor's job doesn't stop when filming is wrapped. They've got to show up to photo shoots, interviews, and hype it up. It's all about advertising in this game, so you know the cast of Enola Holmes will have to be hot on the promo circuit now, even if they have been a little hush-hush until recently. Mills only put up a pic of her whopping 35 million followers on Insta advertising Enola Holmes a month before, even though filming would have been happening way before this. Henry Cavill, who plays Sherlock, was also under the radar posting anything that even hinted at this new film. With plenty of wholesome pics of bread and potatoes, lockdown got you going stir-crazy, Cavill? Cavill didn't give much away on what may be the next big franchise until June this year, posting a couple of trailer vids and teaser pics, one of which received 1 million likes. Sam Claflin took to his Insta platform with a whopping 3.3 million followers to post a couple trailers as well, but no candid cast pics of them on set. Our fave things to see. It's good to see them both doing their jobs. Remember when Jacob Elordi didn't show up to the promo for The Kissing Booth 2? We all noticed and fans weren't happy. Be okay with uncomfortable costumes. Set in the 1800s, it appears the cast have some pretty heavy clothes to wear, and it doesn't look silky satin smooth. Dressed head to toe in tweed, Henry Cavill uploaded a promo pic of him, Millie, and Sam Claflin, who plays Mycroft Holmes, with the caption, "It was almost as hot that day as it is today in the UK." Considering he has a double-breasted suit on, something tells me Cavill wasn't too happy about this. Sam Claflin is also in a sleek black tuxedo suit with a top hat, and if the weather was as hot as Cavill says it was, they all must have been hella uncomfortable. But it's all in a day's work for an actor, and as soon as these guys signed on the dotted line, they had to do what the director wanted them to. Being difficult on set about what clothes they had to wear would have disrupted the film, and there's no way filmmakers are taking that. Luckily, these guys are professionals and sucked it up. Still go to school. Think shooting a movie gets you out of school? Think again. Although Millie is 16 and might have already left school in her home country of England, in America she is still technically high school age. And as Millie spends 50% of her time living in Georgia, Something tells us Mills being a huge superstar ain't gonna help her escape algebra that easy. In 2017, Millie Bobby Brown explained how she had been homeschooled for 5 years since her breakout role as 11 in the Duffer Brothers' Stranger Things. According to Millie, she loves being homeschooled. She tweeted, "I've been homeschooled for the past 5 years now, and it has worked well for me." According to Millie's primary school teacher, Gemma Hill, even at 5 years old, Millie was able to stand up on a stage singing in front of 450 people. She always had that natural confidence. She was brilliant. She always looked like a little star. With Millie's increasing fame and having to split time between 2 homes in London and the US, Gemma went on to privately tutor Millie and stated, "Fame hasn't changed her. She's very grounded and still the same charming, honest girl I remember." Don't you just love hearing when actors we stan are just as lovely in real life as they look in interviews? Millie hasn't spoken publicly about being homeschooled in a while, but we don't doubt she still had to sit in a math class on set of Enola Holmes every once in a while. The same can be said for her co-star, 16-year-old Louis Partridge. Be available for a sequel. We have zero doubt that this film is going to be a huge success. And if a film is a huge success with both film critics and fans, it's more than likely there's going to be a sequel. We imagine this cast is super busy, with Cavill still being the current Superman and Millie still working on Stranger Things. As Enola Holmes is based on a series with 6 books in it, there was probably discussion of a sequel way back when the idea first came about. Chances are the producers are already pushing the actors to commit to a second film if the first is successful. This means potentially turning down other big franchise opportunities that will take up their time and make them unable to come back to the Enola Holmes set. But hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Replacing Millie if she didn't want to do another movie could ruin the franchise, so we're almost certain she would have committed to a sequel. Be as English as possible. Okay, so this isn't technically a strict rule to follow, but after a quick glance at the cast, it's pretty obvious it's the most British cast since Bridget Jones and Harry Potter. It stars Helena Bonham Carter for crying out loud. Some people might not realize it, but Henry Cavill is English too. He just puts on a good accent for the DC movies. We will be super shocked if this film doesn't feature a cup of tea, a plate of scones, and maybe Dame Judi Dench. Not only this, it was filmed in both London and the gorgeous Bedfordshire. We couldn't get a more English-looking movie. So, there you have it. A little inside info on strict rules the Enola Holmes cast had to follow. We can't wait to see it air on Netflix this September. And if it's a hit, we'll be just as excited for the next one. Are you as pumped as we are? Let us know down below.